What's up everybody? In today's video I am going to be making coconut hides for my non-existent dart frogs. Why are they non-existent? It's because I knew I was going to be moving around a lot and traveling a lot over the past few months for interviews for residency, and that's why I didn't get them, because I knew that dart frogs were one of those things where you kind of have to be there every day, and so I've been putting it off until around 2019. I've been calling it Project Dart Frogs 2019 because I've been anticipating this moment for a very long time. In fact, I actually made the tank back in April of last year, so that's been like at least 9 months now, I think. So why do I still not have dart frogs now that I've been done with interviews? It's because my plants keep dying. I cannot keep the plants alive for some reason. I don't know what is happening. Let me show you. Okay, so this is my current dart frog tank, which is currently frogless. It is sitting on top of Liam's enclosure, which is down here. This is the one I built. And let me show you what is happening with this tank right now. And please ignore Luca squeaking away in the background. And Jasper's gonna be a good boy because he's gonna be quiet while I film, right? Yeah, good boy. So we'll start off in the back corner. This is a coffee plant that I found in one of the home goods stores. I don't think it was Home Depot. I think it was Osh, Orchard Supply Hardware. But I thought it was really unique because I've never seen a coffee plant before. And to me, it kind of looks like a miniature tree. So I thought it would be a really good fit for this dart frog vivarium. And it's actually doing quite well. But if you look closer in the back, that yellow plant I have in the back, that is a ficus that has kind of slowly been dying. So my goal of it was to have it vine up all against the background, but I don't think it wants to do that, so I'm probably going to end up taking it out. Right beneath that I have some purple waffle plants. These I think I did get from Home Depot. And just a disclaimer for you guys, if you guys are going to take plants for poison dart frogs, especially because amphibians' skin are so sensitive to chemicals, I recommend a washout period where basically you remove the plant from the original soil that you got it from the store and you plant it in completely chemical-free soil that's safe, like eco-earth, and then just let it sit for like 3 months to make sure all the chemicals wash out of the roots. So anyways, I got the purple waffle plant back there. It's doing okay. And then down here, I can't remember what this plant is called, this little viney thing that's doing this, and it's kind of growing up against the bark. This is actually doing really well. I got that from a reptile expo. And then I've got this plant here. It was kind of taking over this whole corner, and then it slowly wilted off. So I'm gonna have to find something to replace this corner with. The leaves are decomposing quite well. I've got two kinds of peperomia. Right here, if you can see, there's a darker variegation and then there's a lighter variegation that I got from my dad. These guys are doing really well in this tank. Behind them is a fern that I found. I think I got this from Home Depot as well. Originally when I got it, it was super leafy and bushy and very dense, but slowly the leaves have started to die off. It's still currently alive and it looks really healthy, but it's definitely not as dense as it used to be. So I don't know if this fern is going to stay or if it's gonna go. And then again, I've got that little plant with the white lines. I honestly cannot remember the name. I'm so sorry. If I find it, I'll put it up on the clip so that you guys can get a sense of what plants I've been using. And in the very back right there, you see that rotting plant? It's actually planted in a cork bark planter, similar to this one right here. And it used to do really well in this tank, but I turned the humidifier off for about a few weeks just because I thought it was getting really funky in there. And then this happened. It started browning out, and I think it's actually going to die. So that's gonna have to be replaced. If you look at the very top, I have made this cover by myself. This is made out of plexiglass, and I have an LED light on here. I'm trying to make it so that it's not so blue for the plant, so that's why I Sharpied some yellow over it, and it's not really working out because you can tell the light is, it actually looks really yellow on camera, but it's pretty blue in real life. I did also hook up this fan. This is just a CPU computer fan that I rigged up myself, and it is planted into the cover, And then the cover on the other side has a humidifier. This I just got online, and both of these, the fan and the humidifier is set on a timer. So during the daytime, it comes on every few hours for about half an hour. It fogs up the tank and it kind of circulates the air just to keep everything moist. All in preparation for the dart frogs that will end up being here eventually, so that they can continue to have humidity but also have good air circulation as well. This is what it looks like when the fan and the humidifier turn on. See all the humidity coming out? That's really nice. So I actually don't know when I'm going to get these dart frogs. It might be after I end up moving away for residency, and there's like an 80 to 90% chance that I'll have to move out of Florida. Or I might end up getting them sometime in April once I know exactly where I'll be ending up. There is a reptile expo coming up this weekend, but I don't think I'm quite ready for the dart frogs right now. I might be getting some other animals. There are a few snakes that I have in mind, but definitely not frogs for this weekend. But with all that said, let's go ahead and make those coconut hides right now. This is my first time cutting into a coconut like this, so by no means is this a tutorial at all. I went to the grocery store today and I found this awesome coconut that they have for sale. It was like $3, which is so much cheaper than if you just bought a coconut hide from a pet store, and I can technically make 2 hides out of this if I cut it in half. So let's cut this open and see what we have. This is my first time actually getting a coconut that's browned out like this, like it's been like shelled. Usually when I buy them in the store to drink the juices from, they're still in that white pulpy stuff. So, oh, there's some liquid inside. Alright, so I gotta figure out a way to make sure I don't do this the wrong way. Like, how do I crack it open without the liquid spilling everywhere? I just went onto the website that was on the tag, and this is all I have. It doesn't really tell me anything about how to cut it. Oh, it says right here. Okay. It says drill a hole or hammer a nail into one of the little holes and drain the juice. Oh, and then I cut it in half. I hit the coconut and crack it open. Well, I don't want it to crack and like have it be jagged. I think I'm just gonna drain the juice as the instruction says, and then I will Dremel the rest of it in half so that I have like a nice flat coconut hide for my frogs and not just like a cracked one. So I whipped out my power drill, and I'm gonna just disinfect the drill bit with some isopropyl alcohol, just because I've used this drill to drill a lot of stuff that's not food safe. And I'm just going to clean it off here. So I think I drill in one of these holes right here, these 3. Let me zoom in so that you guys can see better. I probably need to do 2 just so that it can actually come out and not just be plugged up. So here we go. Oh gosh, this is slippery. This is not really working. I think I might need to start with, whoa! Okay, that just went right in. Okay, see if I need another one. Nope, nope, nope. Alright, I'm getting a smaller drill bit. Sanitize this one as well. Usually the trick, these are my favorite, this is my favorite size drill bit, because usually the trick is you gotta just start the hole and then just move up to a bigger size, and then you can pretty much drill through anything. The only thing is these guys snap off quite easily. And I have drilled through my thumbnail before with this one. Alright, let's try this again. There we go, look at that. Switch my bits. Let's make this one bigger. Okay, cool, now we've got a continuous flow. Look at that, that looks so cool. Got all my coconut juice. We'll let that drain, and then I'll start dremeling the side here to cut the coconut in half. Alright, so it's done draining. It's empty. This is all the juice I got. I think it's a lot less. Usually I can get a whole cup, but those are from the younger coconuts. This is an older one, so obviously it's gonna take up a lot more juice as the meat forms. So this one I'll be able to eat more out of it. Let me see what this tastes like. It's not as good as a young coconut's juice. It's kind of It does taste like coconut juice, but it kind of tastes salty. Anyways, I've got my Dremel and trying my best to disinfect it. This was used to cut metal, so hopefully it's still okay. So the Dremel is hooked up and it's all nice and cleaned. Just for precaution, I'm gonna wear this hospital mask that I have collected from my days in surgery. Anytime you're doing a lot of sanding or Dremel where there's gonna be little fine particles of dust or wood that's gonna be in the air, you wanna protect yourself with a mask. It doesn't have to be a hospital mask. You can wear the N95 mask. They sell them at Home Depot all the time. I just happen to have these on hand, so I'm just gonna use this. Do I look like a surgeon now? I hope not, because that's not the field I'm going to. So they already did a little bit of grooving into the coconut shell, but it's not really aligned to make it a half. So I'm going to make my own design sort of and try to connect these two together. I just realized that this drill bit was actually meant to cut metal and not wood. I don't know why I put this on. I thought it was going to be easier to clean, so I'm actually going to switch it out for my wood cutting bit. This is the one that I'm actually supposed to be using on wood, because right now it's just kind of burning through it and it's not really cutting as well. Alright, let's try this again. How does my face look? I feel like I'm covered in coconut juice. I think I actually cut into the meat part already. So let me try to do the rest with my knife and hopefully I don't cut my finger off. Oh gosh. Oh, look at that! This is awesome! Look how cool that is! 2 coconuts, and look how much meat there is on there. That's awesome. If I didn't have the power tools or my Dremel, I'm not really sure how I would have been able to cut this open, but it looks pretty awesome. Like, that's a coconut hide right there. This is like totally something you can just buy from the store. Let me see if I can scoop it out to make it look all pretty on the inside. How are you supposed to scoop this up? This is what the flesh looks like. Kind of crunchy. Anyways, I'm gonna try to find a better way to clean this all out. Alright, so after multiple attempts at spooning it out, cutting it out, trying to bite out the coconut that I could from the edges, I found some videos on YouTube that showed how to actually get the meat out of this, so I'm gonna try it right now. One of them said to microwave the coconut. I think he put it in for about 5 seconds. I'm just gonna do 10. Alright, so I microwaved it for 10 seconds. It is pretty warm. And hopefully, ooh, it's nice and warm. And then you just cut strips of it and hopefully that comes out. So we'll go back outside and try this. Now that I've got my nice warm coconut, I'm going to see if the videos were helpful at all. They said to cut it, you cut it kind of like down here. Oh gosh, this is just as hard. But they kind of like made like a cross grid pattern, like kind of like wedges, and then somehow they were able to chip them off from the side. I don't even know where I made that cut. Right here. See if I can try from this angle. Yep, and then it can pop off just like that. So I'm going to do this for the rest of the coconut. So both coconuts have now been shelled of their meat. They are empty and hollow. So the meat came off pretty easily in its own little chunks. I just pried the knife in between the shell and the meat right here, and then just kind of worked it so that it would pop out. So I'm going to use the bigger shell for my crested gecko. I don't know what I want to do with it exactly, but I'm thinking of some type of like a hammock swing for her, so it's like a hide, but I'm going to leave that for her. And then for the dart frogs, I've already drawn out like a little door that I'm going to use my Dremel to kind of cut it off, and then I'll sand it down so that there are no sharp edges. Here is the finished hide. It's got the little 3 holes up here, one that didn't actually go all the way through. I don't think the frogs really care about these things, so I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm not going to mess with it. But this is the finished product, and I made a pretty wide opening because dart frogs actually do get quite big. They get maybe about 1.5 inches when they're adults. They look really tiny when you buy them because they're all babies, but I just wanted to make sure that they could still fit into the hide as an adult. But here's the finished product. I'm pretty happy with it, and hopefully the dart frogs like it as well. Alright guys, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I am glad that this all came out really well. Leave a like if you like the content, and don't forget to subscribe.